Hello, in this video we're going to discuss how to connect Google Spreadsheets with a certain indicator in BSC Designer using Zapier service. So actually it's very easy, and in this case we will be able to provide automation for data entry for this indicator directly from this Google Sheets Google spreadsheet. Okay, so how to do this? How to set up Zapier in this case? First of all, you will need to create a new Zap in your Zapier account. I have already created it, so I'm going to use it to show you how to set up this Zap. Okay, so you have the first step where you define the trigger. And in my case, the trigger will be Google Sheets application. Then you decide what should be triggering, what should be the trigger event. My case is a new or updated spreadsheet row. I mean this row here. And you will need to connect it to your Google Sheets account. And finally, in Edit Options tab, you will need to pick a specific spreadsheet that will be triggering the event, the worksheet, have here sheet 1, and the column that will be triggering this event. So basically, we have these two columns, and the idea that when I enter some new data in this spreadsheet, it should be exported to this test indicator too. Okay, so we have set up the trigger event, and now we need to set up the action event. How to do this? You will need to go to the step when you choose the application, and you will need to pick this BSC Designer app, and most likely it will be by invite. And I will copy and paste the invitation link in the description of this video if you don't have it. So by following this link, you will activate this app for your account. And then you will be able to set up some actions for this app. So our action is set KPI value. We have here, you will need to enter your login credential to connect Zapier API to BSC Designer API. On Edit Templates tab, you will need to pick the scorecard where you want to input this data. You will need to pick the indicator, and you will need to associate the date column here with the date column in your spreadsheet document, and the new value field with this value column in your spreadsheet document. So that's it. You have your Zap set up, and now we can test it. So what we here have now, let's update this scorecard just for a case. We have this scorecard with test indicator to indicator, and we see that we have this just one value here. So what I'm going to do right now, I'm going to enter a new date here, and I'm going to enter some new value here. A few important notes that the date should be in this format: year, month, and day. And the value, well, the value is in a classical numerical format. Another note is that Zapier, the speed that Zapier will be processing this change This speed depends on your plan with Zapier. For example, I'm making this video using a free account in Zapier, so it will take for me about 5 minutes for Zapier to process this event. If you're using paid account, it will be done almost immediately. So I'm going to pause this video for now, and we'll get back once the data will be updated. Okay, actually in this case it didn't took more than 1 minute on a free Zapier account. So I can check the value of this test indicator too, and I see that for this date, the new value has appeared that we actually entered here in this field. And well, one of the ideas that I wanted to talk a little bit more about. Here we have we chosen to be chosen to use this event new or updated spreadsheet row. So basically it means that we can also update some value. Like this, I have updated this value for 1st of April, and we'll see if it will be updated. And another important note that I wanted to make is that I think here we have chosen the trigger column. So basically, if I change this date, it is not a trigger column, so nothing will happen. And the trigger will work only when we change something in the value field. So basically, if we want to enter something, I would recommend to start with this date field because it's not trigger column, and we can enter here anything, and only then we can enter something in the value column. So okay, let's check if the changes were triggered and were applied to BSC Designer Online, to the scorecard in BSC Designer Online. Okay, so I need to go to BSC Designer, update scorecard just for a case, and double check what we have now for the values for this indicator. As you can see, the value for the 1st April was updated to 45. That's exactly what we did here. And the value for July was updated as well to 100. So that's it. That's how easy it is to set up this kind of automation using Zapier. Actually, it's easy because you have these simple apps that we implemented on Zapier, so you just need to use it without thinking too much about things like using API and other things. And this was just an example, but as you can see, Zapier allows a lot of other apps that you can connect. So probably in your environment, you will need to connect to different apps and using Zapier, and our app on Zapier is actually very easy. And if you want to give it a try, in the comments for this video, you will find in the description, you will find the invite link to try this Zapier app of BSC Designer.